Greetings, Matt comrades. It is your humble DM, Mike Gergoni, here to let you know that we here at Material Components are now part of the Punch Up Entertainment Network. Punch Up is proud to present such podcasts as Panel Up, The Action Shelf, and the very podcast you're listening to right now. And of course, the best way to support all of these shows is by going to patron.podbean.com/punchup and becoming a patron today. When you do, you'll get access to all sorts of bonus content, including a brand new one-shot from the folks here at Material Components, in which our heroes attempt to solve a murder in the urban fantasy streets beyond the Veil. If you ever wanted to hear Michael Listman playing as Detective Sasquatch, now's your chance. Once again, that's patron.podbean.com/punchup. Thanks for all the support, and now let's get you into this week's episode. Material Components, Season 2, Episode 62, Hold 'em, Fold 'em, and Walk Away. Greetings and welcome to Material Components, the actual play RPG all about a galaxy of magic and the adventurers who live there. I am your humble dragon master, Mike Gargoni, and joining me, as always, are my stalwart adventurers. Hey adventurers, thanks for being here.
Heck yeah.
You're welcome.
Here.
Pew, 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 pew.
Lasers don't make noises in space, Reed.
Yeah.
How do you know that was a laser?
Star
Nothing
Wars
I said
lied to
made
you.
that a laser.
Lasers
God.
and also very bad guns, okay? Alright, hey everybody. I'm Olivia, and I'm playing Florian of Akalar.
I'm Elliot, and I am playing Shay.
I am Michael, and I am playing Oswald Octavian Theophilus, the number.
And I'm Reed, and I'll be playing Amari.
Indeed. And of course, before we begin today's session, I have to ask the same thing I ask every time, and that is, what the heck happened last time, me? Well, me, you'd be surprised to learn that due to podcast time travel, much time has passed since the events of last episode. If you are subscribed to the feed, you will have heard your humble dragon master's explanation of said events. But here we are now, back in to the middle of the heist being performed by our good friends of Oracle Zero. They find themselves now on the world of Seawell, a world that is ostensibly controlled by the Freeholds Coalition, a conglomerate of democratic worlds that stand in semi-opposition to the Canis Empire. This world is a little bit more on the fringes, a little bit more of a pirate's haven, might be a little bit too dramatic, but it's certainly a little bit in the legal gray area of things, where you have arms dealers and pirates and corsairs and people of a semi-legal professional status doing their trade here, not least of which is a large facility known as the Five Flames Resort and Casino that is owned and operated by one Ragna Favors End. Its patron, its queen, you're not quite sure exactly her position here, but she seems to have an iron authority over this location based on the reaction you saw of certain other freehold military types as they reacted to her in a previous session. But you find yourselves in the midst of this casino looking for a Formian generator, or access chem that will get you to a Formian generator to help disguise your ship, the Tiresian, as it flies to the location of the Archproctor of the Cole Foundation. It is there that you hope to get some answers about the nature of the Cole Foundation in general, and maybe some help with your new technological ward, the artificial Fey Lady Mera, also known as Project Chimera, as she's being hunted by Aegis Tech Solutions, her creators, parents, intellectual copyright holders, to be sure.
Boo.
I like that.
And she doesn't either, which is why she's with you. But we find our heroes now mid-heist, as it were, with Florian and Shay on the floor of the casino itself, participating in a high-stakes game of Queen's Court, with Florian himself sitting at the table, surrounded by Declan Shattersword, the man whose ship you're planning to steal from, as well as the boy toy of Ragna Favorsend herself. You also sit across from Shorts, a mysterious and enigmatic ogre figure who is in this game for unknown reasons. Nearby, our elvish wizard, Shay, stands as a point of amorous attention-getting from one Ragna Favorsend, she having offered to buy you a drink and has been looking at you with a certain sultry hunger for the evening's duration. Meanwhile, our good friend and war hero, who has maybe been recognized as such at this point by a couple of individuals, Amari, has found his way into the security hub of the casino itself. Seemingly unnoticed for the time being, he stands looking at the various video feeds and security monitors that seem to observe all positions in and around the casino. Meanwhile, in Declan Shattersword's suite, near the top level of the resort proper, our good friend, Oswald Octavian Theophilus, the, as of right now, third, stands discovered, let us say. His ruse, having disguised himself so cannily as a room service person, has found his way into Declan Shattersword's suite, have inspected his belongings, including a goodly amount of weapons that seem to be within Mr. Shattersword's purview to sell, as well as the presence of a piece of, one might call it, war crime-worthy weaponry, which is the battle armor of a zealot trooper. Those terrifying, powerful, demigod-esque creations of the old Minos Dominion. Those etherically powerful folk turned into suicide bombers that sparked off the war known now as the Shattering, due to its cataclysmic effect on the Dominion itself. As you continued to poke about the room, Oswald, you learned that you were in fact not alone here in a, what you thought to be, abandoned suite. There was in fact another individual who, having just roused themselves from sleep, has made themselves known. Because even while Shay is receiving amorous attention from Ragna Favorsend, Oswald, you find yourself confronted by Ragna Favorsend. The tall, Midrian woman with the pure black eyes that mark her as a Stetter, that old, ancient Midrian bloodline that is scattered across the Dragon's Wake galaxy. So, as we stand now, Oracle Zero, your heist now in mid-heisting, Oswald, you stand before a second Ragna Favorsend. Though, let us be clear, you do not know that this is a second Ragna Favorsend.
That's true.
Frankly, the one I'm talking to could be the second one. We don't know.
This is very true. We do not know. What we do know is that Oswald, you stand there, looking at a woman nearly 6'5" in height, with pure black hair, pure black eyes, her hair kind of rumpled and messy from bed. She's wearing a robe that falls down to a little bit below the knee, and she has just accused you of not being an employee of this establishment. Oswald, what do you do?
So before we jump in, Mike, I would like to spend a void die.
Yes.
So when we were down in the restaurant, I looked up basic information about Ragna Favors End. Wasn't able to find much other than she owned Five Flames LLC. However, I'd like to spend a void die to maybe do a deeper dive on this individual through some less, maybe through some shadier alleys within the metanet. How does that sound?
Okay, so you want to, and for our listeners, we are using a slightly adjusted rule set for this heist, in that when one spends a void dice, we can have a flashback. So all that requires is you spending the void dice, and we will have a flashback sequence to... So you are attempting to find further information on Ragna Favors and via, you said, less reputable places on the metanet?
Yes.
How
clearly this person doesn't want to be found.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Mike?
How far is Oswald willing to go with this? There are information brokers on the metanet of all sorts of reputations. If information needs to be found, it can be. And the risk you always run where this is concerned on the metanet is creating a deal with entities that you do not know their exact origin.
Hopefully with perhaps Kala's assistance, I might be able to navigate those kinds of, traps, essentially.
So I guess my question remains, though, how far is Oswald willing to go to get information on Ragna Favors End?
I think I mean, this is hindsight me and where I am now. But I
this
think
is the flashback, baby. That's how you roll it.
Yeah. So I think I want to know about, the more I know about this person, the better. I'm willing to take a gamble here.
Okay. In that case, Kala specifically would actually be able to point you in the direction of an information broker that works for a faction of the Court of Fire.
Okay.
They are not any member of the high courts. This is not a high she by any means, but this is definitely like you're getting information from a fairy right now.
Okay.
Specifically the House of Ember, which you remember was prominent on the world of Asclipsis, where Kala is from.
Okay.
They were the ones specifically that the Court of Air was looking to get one up on them, right?
I mean, I think the Court of Air was really trying to fuck everybody over, but yeah, it seemed like...
And you already know that the Court of Air has succeeded in fucking everybody over because they are in deep with the Canis Empire.
Yeah.
Like, the Court of Air is one of the few fairy courts that has, like, an embassy in the rest of the galaxy.
Okay, perfect.
But, yeah, so you manage to get information at the cost of a favor to be named later.
I mean, I was already going to do something else stupid, so yeah, let's just add it to my tab.
It will be commensurate. It's not as though it is an open-ended. It's definitely like Kala will help you recognize it. Like, okay, there's some legalese here of just like the information you're getting the favor you're going to be asked of in the future isn't going to be anything insane. It will be also for information. Now, what exactly that information is, you don't know, but that's the trade you're making here.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. You would know then, this is hours earlier, while you're back on your ship and people are changing into their party outfits and in other rooms somewhere else in the Tiresian. Shay is getting ready for an evening, and Florian is looking like, okay, what do high rollers look like? And like staring at the 3 outfits he owns.
When did he get 2 new outfits?
I know. Well, remember, we
You went
just
shopping
bought
earlier.
some new outfits.
Yeah.
I have pants now.
That was one outfit, and Florian already had kind of 2. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But you are sent a dossier on Ragna Favor's End. And she has made deals with the Court of Fire.
I mean, her hotel is called Five Flames. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
If that didn't tip that.
What a weird coincidence.
Yeah.
Mm.
But she has made a deal with them where that's concerned, in that she has several, you don't know if it's bodyguards or a coterie or what exactly it is that she has employed these people for, but she has 4 doppelgangers that the Court of Fire has created that look exactly like her.
Five Flames.
They are
Okay.
changelings. So they are fae that are running around in bodies that look like hers.
That's so good.
And that is what you find out. So,
Okay.
as we come back to the present, as you like looked at this dossier, and let's just say you shared this information with your compatriots. So now this is information that you all have now.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Was I able to find out much on her relationship with Declan Shattersword? Is that purely like a business transaction? Is it?
You weren't looking for information on Declan Shattersword.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
The information you receive is that she is in complete control of the island here. This is like her domain. Everyone else is allowed to have business dealings here at her behest. And you know what she traded for the use of these 4 doppelgangers, these changeling doppelgangers, is that she has participated in, I mean, let's call it what it is, people trafficking. It's not straight up slave labor, but it's definitely like she has people who will get into debt at her casino, and how they pay off that debt is by trading their meat bodies to the Court of Fire for like changeling time. So it's like, okay, you can pay off your debt to the casino if you agree to be a changeling for X amount of time.
Gotcha.
Gross.
So these 5 or these 4 doppelgangers of hers, are these just like people that have had surgery done to them to look like her?
That you don't know. Fae Tech is
it worse
of
than
such
clones? I don't know.
that if it's clones, then that's super illegal.
That's why I asked.
You don't think it's clones? You think it is like people were made to look like her by Fae technology, which usually involves like nanotechnology reconfiguring people's faces and body structure.
Not a fan.
But yeah, exactly what her deal with Declan Shattersword is, you don't know, other than they clearly have some kind of physical relationship.
Sure.
So with all of that knowledge now, and knowing that, and you knowing and Shay knowing that the Ragna Favor's End you're looking at this moment may not in fact be the real one. Oswald, a Ragna Favor's End stares at you and accuses you of not working for this facility.
Oh, seems I've been found out. I do not work for you, that is correct. However, I came here looking for something. Someone, to be specific.
And her dark black on black eyes will stare at you as she slowly begins moving towards the console on the wall that you know has like the climate control and the opacity of the wall controls, as well as like a comm. You assume it's some kind of intercom.
Do you know of the contents in that box outside? Are you aware of what Declan is storing within your facilities?
I cannot say I do, and I cannot say I care, she says as she moves towards the
I
console.
think you will. For, let's just, I don't know if you're aware of this technology that I have within, upon my beak here, but it is a recording device. I've sent footage of what I found within that box to my employers who are looking for this specific item. Now, just in case you're wondering, you are going to want to know what's in that box. Why, in fact, it's a suit of armor. But not just any suit of armor. It is zealot armor. Are you aware of what that technology is?
And her hand is moving towards the console, but she pauses and turns back to look at you quizzically. You've clearly caught her attention.
Well, that's good that you don't know what it is. Here's the thing. Everything that you're doing here, your business, I respect it. It flies in the face of the Empire, which I approve of, and so do my employers. However, this particular item that has found its way within your hotel, that is something I nor my employers can turn a blind eye to. Now, what a great thing that has happened that you've stumbled upon me here. For now, you have a way to, well, as I said, it would be awkward for you and your business if this item were to be discovered upon your premises. But now, because of me, you have a way out of it.
I am gonna need some kind of bluff or lying or deception or whatever manipulation roll you can muster here.
How about this skill? Bold-faced lie.
Boy, is that appropriate for the current situation.
Oh, boy. Okay.
I am assuming this is an influence specialization.
Yes. Yes, it is.
That's good. That's very good.
I will be using the bold tactic, of course. And I will be using the daredevil trait here. So I can double my tactic and talent die. Boy, I really need this to work, so I'm probably going to go all in as well.
How much ether you got?
I have used... Oh, actually, let's look here. I've used 3 so far, so I have 3 left. Where'd my pencil go? Okay. So that will be... my influence is a D8. My bold-faced lie is a D6. And then bold is another D8. So then I will double that.
Yep.
So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to do 6 in there. We're going to put another 8. This is more die than I'm used to rolling, so
it would be
incredible. It would be
ridiculous.
It would be ridiculous
if all of these lies that you've just heaped on. Because while you did take like pictures of all the stuff outside, I believe you're on record for saying that.
Yes,
you've not transmitted it to anybody.
That's true.
And
not.
you were absolutely not working for anybody who is looking for this stuff.
Nope.
And
No.
you are not representing anybody who can make a deal with Ragnar Faversend.
Definitely not.
So,
And this is why you're number 3, baby. Doesn't matter what anyone says.
He represents himself, and he would love to make a deal. In which case,
All
go
I'm
for it.
saying is that blackmailing is like a family tradition in the Theophilus household.
it absolutely is.
Number 2 better watch out.
It's a Christmas tradition.
It really is. Why am I struggling to find another?
So the number
fine.
we're looking for here is 30.
Yeah. We've got. I'm going to use all 3 of my Aether points here, so that's 3.
That seems
Plus-
appropriate.
The 6 that I would have because I'm going all in. And just to double check, when I go all in, am I doubling just the Aether points, or I'm doubling everything?
So going all in. So what trait are you using again? Just so I can double check.
Daredevil.
Daredevil, right? So yeah, this will double your. Oh, I've actually changed the traits ever so slightly because we changed how the talents work a little bit, and how the general talent and the specialization are now 2 different dice as opposed to all the same dice.
Okay.
The Daredevil doesn't add your tactic; it just doubles your talent dice.
Okay,
So-
great. So I'll just take one of these away then.
Yep. The going all in. So, what is your maximum Aether pool?
6.
So you add that many dice.
Okay.
And then however many Aether dice you want to add on top of that you still have.
Okay, perfect. Great. I've got a bunch of dice here that I'm going to roll.
Okay. And yeah, the number we're looking for here is 30.
Okay.
And as you are adding that up, Amari,
Mm-hmm.
you are currently in the security hub for this casino. And that is when you start to see something peculiar. You see the security feed of the high stakes Queen's Court game that your friends are participating in.
Right.
You see Ragnar Faversend milling through the crowd, slowly, sinuously making her way towards Shay. You also see Ragnar Faversend down on the floor of the casino. You also see Ragnar Faversend near a patio in the back of this place that overlooks the beach.
Lovely. But we were warned about this, right? Given
Right.
Okay. So that's how many? 4 out?
You are currently
3.
aware of 3.
3. Okay.
There are no cameras in the rooms of the hotel.
As there shouldn't be.
Or at least there are no cameras that you can observe from this point in the
okay.
personal rooms of the hotel.
Okay. Is she talking to anyone interesting, like of note, other than than being in the room with the high stakes? Like, she's out and about doing things, but is she?
The one on the floor appears to be talking with the
Yeah.
pit boss.
Okay.
The one in the back seems to be talking to a young woman who you recognize from earlier in the day. This is the same young woman who was with Ragnar Faversend, Ragnar Faversend, at the restaurant earlier that day.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay. In that case, is there anything else of note happening in any of the monitors? Is there are the like 2 people like having any sort of communication with anyone, or are they just sitting there silently observing the monitors?
Honestly, one of them is on a personal data pad, like flicking through their sprite feed, and another one is like looking at the monitors and touching an earpiece and having a conversation with somebody. You don't know if it's a private call or if they're talking with somebody actually down on the floor.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to back. No. I feel like it would be easy to take these two out.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're gonna need to probably make a hasty getaway here. Not that I would know that. That's player knowledge. It would be good if no one got anything on camera.
You could probably assume that, as Amari, that us doofuses are gonna need to make a hasty getaway. We always do.
Yeah, some things don't change. So in that case, are they sitting like exactly like right next to each other, or are they kind of,
You are actually in the middle of the room, and they are sitting like with their backs to this like little hallway that you're standing in the middle of, and basically to your north there is a bank of monitors that one person is watching. To the south there is a bank of monitors with a person watching, and you are basically standing behind both of them. Their backs are to each other.
In that case, I would like to see if I could take out one of them just quietly, just like go to sleep. Go to sleep, friend.
Well, this definitely sounds like a quiet roll to me.
Yeah. Good thing I've got a whole D6 in quietly. But I've got a D6 in covert ops, and I have a specialization called like a spooky shadow.
So you'd like to quietly take out this person like a spooky shadow?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And then on top of that, I think I'm going to throw an Aether on this.
Because I will say it would be incredible if you could take this person out silently without the other person noticing, who is 15 feet away at most. And there's no cover here.
Yeah.
The other person
I am wearing all black.
Sure, but the other person could turn around at any moment and just out of the corner of their eye see this Leon man standing in the middle of the room.
Who's the one on the data pad?
The one to the south, who is
okay. We're gonna go for the other one.
Feed.
Actually, no. The one's on a phone call, right?
Or talking to somebody on an earpiece.
Okay, we're going to take them out first, I think. No, we're going to take out the data pad one first. Hopefully they don't hear me.
So I'm going to give you the option here. You can either make two separate rolls, where the first roll will have a lower difficulty than the second roll.
Okay.
Or you can take them both out simultaneously with a single roll, but the difficulty is much higher.
Let's do would you say this was currently?
Currently, it would be very hard.
Very hard.
So 20.
Okay. 20. Yeah, and is asking what the difficulty would be for both of them too much, or is that you'll find out?
Depending on how you do on this first roll, the second roll's difficulty might change.
Okay. Well, no, I mean, how big of a roll is the...
Take them both at the same time?
Yes.
Oh, that would be pretty ridiculous. That would be 30.
Yeah, I can't even cover 30 at maximum. So we're going to have to do the first option, which is...
There's obviously a way you could pretty easily.
Yeah, there is. And I don't want to do it.
Okay.
Yet. We'll find out how I roll, because
5 void dice in one go.
Probably gonna, yeah. All right, so let's do this.
Okay, while you're rolling that and adding that up, Oswald, what was your total?
47.
Ooh, okay. I mean, just 3 more and you get 2 crits right there.
I mean, 2 crits does sound really nice. You know what, Mike? Yeah, we'll do that. So I roll a void die and add it to the...
Yes. And the danger gauge goes up. For our listeners, we are using the semi-new mechanic. The danger gauge is a basically the system to determine just how much trouble our players are in. Also, it will determine the consequences of failure. The danger gauge goes from level 1 to level 13, currently is sitting at 7. So if any failures happen, not only will they get 7 XP from failing their roll, they will also be removed from whatever scene they are currently in.
So I rolled a 4, which brings me up to a 51.
Which gives you 2 critical successes.
Hooray!
Which critical successes can also make the danger gauge go back down.
Yeah, I think one of them's going to make that danger gauge go back down.
Okay.
And then let's see where we're at. I'm wondering if I should...
And you win all in, so just a heads up from here on out, you have to rely on any Aether die you have will come from an exterior source, not your character.
That is very true.
So your other options with the critical success are make the danger gauge go back down even further. You can have an alley-oop, so the next person to use boldly will get a bonus to their roll. Or you can... you can't get another Aether die back. Well, I mean, you could, but it just wouldn't do you any good.
Yeah, exactly. Let's give bold to somebody.
All right, so we currently have an alley-oop sitting on bold at the moment. As you are saying all of this,
yes,
the Ragna Favors End in front of you stops and stares and asks, "And who is it that you represent?"
The hegemony, if you must know.
So, the matrons are looking to clean up their mess?
Oh, I don't ask why they want it, but if I had to guess, then yes. Speaking of mess, your associate, Shattersword, is involved. They want him as well.
I will have to confer with an associate of mine, if you don't
Yes.
mind.
The other ones, I assume.
You are well informed.
That is what I am paid for, yes.
Miss Favors End will have to learn about this. If you excuse me, I will... And she'll point to some of the detritus around the room. There is a fallen handbag next to a dress, and she will move over to it and pull out a personal comm. And you see her, like, basically hit the first button, and it'll just auto-dial somebody, and she will, like, hold it up. And you see on a small hologram projected from the comm a mirror image of her own face that will respond and say, "Yes." And she will begin discussing the details of what you've just told her, saying a hegemony agent has discovered that Declan is maybe in over his head, and the hegemony is looking to deal with him.
Yeah, that's what I came up with, Mike.
And you see the other Ragna Favors End on the other end of the comm will consider it for a moment and nod and ask to meet with you. And the Ragna you've been talking to will turn and look to you. And she's had the comm on basically speakerphone this whole time, kind of so you could hear this conversation.
Yes.
And she basically looks to you like, is that acceptable?
That is acceptable.
And the Ragna on the comm will say, "Send him to my office." And the Ragna who's in front of you will nod and close the comm. And she will say, "If you will give me a moment to get dressed, I can show you to Miss Favors' office."
Thank you, of course.
And meanwhile, back at the game, Florian.
Mm-hmm.
Declan Shattersword sits across from you, lounging with a braggadocious manner. He is clearly winning right now. I need you to give me a roll to see how, not whether or not you're doing as well as him, but whether or not you're doing better than Shorts, the ogre who is also still at the table.
Okay. Like a skill roll of some kind? Or
Some kind of,
roll?
yeah, talent roll, your choice. I think you've used a couple of different talents at this point.
I have
Influence is
primarily
definitely one you've used
influence,
before. I think worked pretty well. But if maybe you want to try to cheat, or if you want to play this game in some other fashion, that is totally up to you.
Hmm.
Obviously, you could just pull a knife and start stabbing people. Melee
God.
weapons is always acceptable.
What if that was what Florian was like? That'd be awesome. I'm changing my character up, you guys.
One thing you know very well at this point is that the people in and about the Five Flames casino, a lot of them are armed, yourself included.
Yeah.
All right, I've been doing pretty well with influence.
Mhm.
So I am going to keep on that. And use kind of Florian's sort of innate like sense of people. I was thinking about stealing that bold alley-oop, but I feel like somebody else is probably gonna need that more than me. Maybe Oswald. So I'm not going to use it.
Mm.
And because this is like a resistance roll almost, is there a way to tell like how well has Shorts been doing?
I mean, he's beaten Ricky Forte and Talihania, so
Everyone's beaten Ricky Forte. My mom has beaten Ricky Forte. All right, I'm gonna throw some Aether in there too. I'm gonna throw 2.
okay. And this is another, like, the better you do, the better you might be doing kind of a roll.
Oh, jeez. Oh man. The one that fell off my desk was a 6. Shit. I'm gonna re-roll that though. Well, that's not so bad. Okay. That is 14, 17.
Okay. You're definitely in third at the moment. You're not doing spectacularly, but you're not necessarily like the chips are in a point where it is clear that Declan Shattersword is ahead, but neither you nor Shorts are necessarily that far apart from each other to make a distinguishable difference.
Not in any danger of being like...
No.
Okay.
And Shorts remains pretty unreadable through all of this. His almost mechanical movements making him a disquieting opponent at the Queen's Court table.
Okay. I'm going to focus all of my attention, like just Shorts, whatever. I'm going to focus all of my attention for the rest of the game on knocking Declan out.
Okay.
That's going to be the goal.
Shay, you are in the crowd beyond the velvet rope that stands just beyond, looking on at this game. You've been served a complimentary drink from Miss Favor's End, and you can now see that while she's not making a beeline towards you, there's definitely this sense that she is working her way through the crowd towards you. And occasionally you'll catch her eyes, and she is staring at you with what you can only describe as hunger.
Yeah, I mean, that's a common reaction, so.
You also are very much aware that the security chem that you've come here to take is in the front left jacket pocket of Declan Shattersword.
Yeah.
So Shay, what are you doing?
I'm definitely like intentionally meeting her eye when she like when we do like make eye contact, when she is looking at me. And to maybe like try to speed up her milling, because like I'm trying to like play this con to like the end of the poker game, and I'd like to kind of get the ball a little quicker. I believe I ordered whatever the equivalent of a French 75 is, perhaps, and a free 75. So there's like candied lemon on the drink. So I think I like start seductively eating it.
It's like a lemon peel.
People eat candied lemon peels.
Shay, you absolute goblin.
Seductively eating candied lemon peel.
Yeah.
What kind of role do you think that is?
Probably influence.
Yeah.
If I had to.
Sure. That tracks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Based on what I've got going on,
Yeah.
it's probably influence.
I can't think of any other kind.
And because I'm stupid and bad at math, I didn't respec my character sheet. So all I have is a D6. So I'm gonna
So you have the 1d6 in influence
influence.
with no specializations.
Nope.
No garnish-based seduction specializations.
That'd be a little too specific, I think, for the kind of game that this is.
D12 and garnish-based seduction. You never know when it's going to come up.
Honestly, that would be a fun new character trait for you to
It's
explore.
true. Start gnawing on some mint leaves.
You give Shay some olives and boy, you'll just never hear the end of it.
It started out with the whole tying a cherry stem with your tongue, and it just really went off the rails from there.
100%.
God, I don't even know what tact, like...
I guess what is
Can
your
I
what is
cleverly
your
do this?
goal?
Probably not.
Clever.
What is your goal with this role?
My goal is to speed up this process, this flirtation seduction thing.
Well, let's break down the words you just used. Speed it up. So this sounds like maybe a swift roll.
Yeah, but it also feels kind of bold to just like be very overtly like flirtatious.
And
that's me. And that's me arguing for a lower dice too. By the way,
your rhetorical power knows no bounds.
Now, my next question. What aether in here can I pull from that's not going to raise any eyebrows?
You know the power from the building. So long as you don't draw more than, let's say, 2 dice at a time, probably wouldn't alert anybody, assuming they don't have any security systems that will alert people about undue aether drainage from like a maintenance crew.
There's also so many weapons in here, especially on people who will maybe want to kill us later.
That's also true.
Plenty of guns on security personnel. You know there are at least 3 security people in the near proximity to you. There are also the guns that are on Declan Shattersword.
Yeah. I might siphon a little bit from him.
Okay. From his guns, specifically.
Yeah.
Siphoning from him would make you something else.
Can't do that.
Not yet.
Again, like I said, I didn't respect my character sheets. I'm not a vampire.
Yeah, well, if you're going to respec as a vampire, you best fucking tell me.
Yeah.
We gotta talk.
How much? Yeah. How much has Declan got on him?
Declan has 4 that you could reliably drain from both of his weapons. And if you do get all of those, his guns will be non-functional if he goes to use them.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Hey, why when you pick his pockets later, just take the guns with you. Who knows how many guns we're gonna
It's
need.
a lot easier to hide a data chem than it is to hide 2 guns.
If the option presents itself, I won't be mad.
Incredibly gaudy, gold-plated custom handguns. Yeah.
Listen, I'm dressed. Listen. I'm
Too many
dressed like
cutouts in Shay's outfit.
yeah. I'm dressed like I'm going to a club. It's not gonna happen.
Not an excess of pockets currently on
Nah.
Shay's person.
Okay, rolling.
Okay. Well,
They're all D6s, so actually, before I roll, I should make sure to differentiate.
tactic and talent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, so these are the 2 different ones. So these are going to be my tactic and talents, and the rest of them are going to be the various. Why do I have 5 here?
You stole 4 from Declan Chattersword.
Yeah, but 4 Aether,
Mhm.
or 5 Aether. Like, I don't remember.
Spending
doing
one
that.
of
Anyway,
your own? I don't know.
I don't have any.
Oh. Well, okay then.
As listeners will recall, I'm a wizard, which means I do not regain Aether during downtime.
It's true. Unless you choose to spend XP to do it.
Yes. Okie dokie. Alrighty.
As you're adding that up, Amari.
Mhm.
Well, I'm done.
Oh. That was quick.
As a 15.
As a 15. While you are, I guess, Mari, let me know what was your total there.
I know we've waited a long while to find out that I didn't make the cut.
Jesus
So
Christ. Never
I
mind. We'll do
mean,
Amari first. It doesn't
yeah.
matter.
But I went ahead and rolled the void die because I had a little ample time there to
Okay.
come to a conclusion about what I wanted to do. So my new total is 29.
Just
Ooh.
one more, and you'd get the critical
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, that's cool, but I already spent the one, and I am personally okay with that choice.
You don't want to make the danger gauge go up 2 just to drive it back down 1?
Nope.
That's fair.
Immigrant
As I just wanted to know the result of that so that we could kind of intercut this and play the scene here. So as Shay is doing their seductive lemon peel eating, kind of like there's the classic like tongue moves of like getting it into the mouth and like kind of working on the sugar crystals that are encapsulated around the rind, and you basically overcoming the taste of this thing that's really meant to just flavor a drink that you're now taking into your mouth.
People eat candied. Okay. Do people actually eat candied peels, or is that just a fucked up thing my dad tried to make me do when I was a kid because he thought it'd be funny?
I've certainly never done it.
I have not either.
Shit.
I can't speak to that.
I can't say I've never done it because I've been hungry, but like I don't recall doing it.
Olivia, I just need a consensus here. Do we have a quorum?
Yeah,
No, I'm literally looking it up to see if it's a thing because
this is very
I
important.
have to know now.
Fuck the plot. Let's find out.
I feel like probably, right? People probably.
Then let us just say that you are
It's space. Okay.
eating this
Yep, space
candied
magic.
garnish.
You guys are being super ethnocentric right
That's
now.
fair. That's fair. We don't know what elves are about. In a seductive manner that is drawing Ragna Favor's End, like to the point where you see her attention drifts away from the person she's actively talking to, who is talking at her. She is no longer paying attention to anymore. She's just staring at you. And as you are making these seductive moves towards her, intercut that with this scene of rapid violence in which Amari comes up behind this person who's just kind of idly doom scrolling down on their data pad when a long fur-clad arm wraps around the neck and just pulls up, and the furred paw goes over the mouth, and there's just a sleep.
I got you.
And there's a moment when the legs kick and like hit the console, but you manage to basically hold the body down in the chair to the point where they are not struggling enough to make enough sound to alert the person behind you.
Fantastic.
And there's a couple of bucking moments as you cradle this person into unconsciousness, intercut with this scene of the tides of people parting as Ragna Favors End, in her long black slinky dress, will walk towards Shay. And there are people that try to get in her way, that try to engage her in conversation. And without actually putting her hand on their face and pushing them aside, she just makes them move in a way that people know not to make her break her stride in this place.
Mike, I know that you said it was black and slinky, but I cannot think of it any other way than the dress is made out of black slinkies now. So thank you for putting that in my brain.
You're welcome. I won't yuck your yum where that's concerned.
I'm not saying I never said yum. I'm just like, that's an interesting material choice for that. Space. They eat lemons and they wear slinkies.
Hey, Reed, you don't have to be defensive. This is a safe place.
It's not safe. We're in a lot of danger
Yeah,
right
it's just
now.
you, your 4 closest friends, and everybody who listens to the show.
So Amari, as you come away from this unconscious body, you see on the camera directly in front of you the 6'5" form of Ragna Favors End coming up to approach Shay on the monitor. And Shay, this woman, approaches you, and she smiles that wicked smile of hers, this kind of possessive aura surrounding you, as it is very clear that her intention is to make you hers in whatever way that deems appropriate to her at the time. And
Figure it out, it's fine.
she says, I'm glad you are enjoying the drink.
Would it be possible for me to get another at some point?
At any point you wish, I should think.
Your boy's doing quite well out there.
And she'll turn and glance back towards Declan, and she'll say, he does modestly well for himself.
You guys doing anything after the game?
That depends on whether or not my attention is drawn elsewhere before it is over, I suppose.
I just think I'd like to have both of your attentions. If that's all right.
Well then, stick around. We will see what we can do.
Thanks for the drink.
Drinks.
I'll have another.
Of course you will.
And I'm like licking the last of the sugar off of my fingers.
Mm-hmm. And she will smile and gesture, and another server will come over, and she will stay near you and kind of like, you feel almost subconsciously herded towards the front of the rope, so that like she's always just behind you and casually guiding you through the crowd as she is moving back towards Declan, with you kind of sheepdogged ahead of her.
Gotcha.
And Mari, you see all this happening on camera. Florian, you see all of this happening from your position at the table. Oswald,
Yes?
you follow a Ragna Favors End through the hotel, back down through an elevator. She has reacquired a black form-fitting dress that falls down around near the ankles and is slit up one thigh. She is wearing that same little brooch you saw earlier in the day with the 5 flame made of gold and rubies set at one shoulder. And she is basically fixing her hair and makeup on the elevator ride down. And by the end of the elevator ride, she is looking as immaculate as when you saw her earlier in the day.
Oswald is using every ounce of energy to not be, like, literally rattling with anxiety. Just trying to play it as cool as possible.
And the woman standing next to you, who you're almost certain is a changeling. So you're alone in an elevator with a fey individual who's riding around in a meat suit.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see her checking her eyes in like a small hand mirror, you see maybe just briefly the strange rectangular pupils of a fey reflected there, but not actually in her black on black eyes before she closes the mirror. It seems as though the mirror wasn't actually a mirror, but like basically a video, like a selfie, like video image back. And in that image, it catches the fey eyes.
A digital mirror.
Basically.
Yeah.
You are brought to the opposite side of the complex, back towards the casino. As you are moving, you are brought through the same secure corridor that Amari moved through earlier, but you are brought out through a door that is kind of opposite the high stakes game. So as you're coming out onto the catwalk here on the second floor, you can see across the casino, and there's the large alcove opposite you, and there is everybody else over there, including another Ragna Favors End. But the one who is leading you will wheel you north towards the secure elevator on the north side of this catwalk.
Okay.
She will move.
Where's that in relation to the security room that Amari's in?
You don't know.
I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know that.
But you are brought to the secure elevator. She will place a hand on a pad next to the elevator. It will make a small chime that seems to have read, you're guessing, is some kind of etheric password that she's entered using her own etherics. And basically the elevator opens and she will gesture inside for you.
Okay.
And she does not enter the elevator. She simply says, "Go to the top floor."
Okay.
And the elevator doors close in front of you. And Amari, you would have seen Oswald being led out onto the casino floor from your position as you're approaching the second person who is even now finishing up their call on the little headpiece of theirs.
Fantastic. Really good. Good that. Okay.
So you can now confirm a fourth Ragna Favors End.
Okay.
And as you see that happening, are you trying to take out the second individual?
I mean, I gotta. I can't leave a job half finished.
Sure. So you managed to take out the first one pretty dang stealthily.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is just going to be a 25. It'd be pretty incredible if you take this out. A second one, just as quietly.
Okay. Damn. Since there's no one else in here, do I need to be quiet at this point?
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Who said stealthy?
That's up to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to. I also forgot to mention this. I have the Savant trait, and my Aether die that I used earlier came up with 2, so I get that back.
Yep.
Perfect. Fantastic. In that case, I would like to. I don't know if this is so much boldly as it is forcefully, just to like, okay, this one's done. I'm just going to make sure this person falls asleep no matter what.
Okay.
Again, I said goes to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to use my. Yeah. I'm going to be using forcefully.
Unconsciousness is not the same as sleep, just so we're all clear here.
Oh, yeah. I'll get him a pillow. It'll be great.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Again, I still think this is fairly covert ops-y. The whole of taking people out just in general.
I will give you a forceful covert ops, but forceful like a sneaky shadow or whatever it is. I don't know about that.
Okay.
That those seem diametrically opposed, if you ask me.
Shadows have no mass.
Famously so.
Space.
When they do have mass, you got to start worrying.
Mm-hmm. In that case, no, it's heavy weapons. That's not going to help me at all.
Wow.
Does a chair count as a heavy weapon?
No. Heavy weapons are anything that might require a targeting solution.
Yeah. In that case, I think it would behoove me then to mathematically do this quietly then.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that way I can get the covert ops, the spooky shadow, and the D6. And quietly, I will throw 2 Aether on there this time. Let's make sure those 2 there are the Aether. And then I will pull 1 Aether from Peerless.
Okay.
On my hip. So that'll give me a total of 3 Aether I'm using here.
Okay. Yeah, again,
Okay.
25 is what we're looking for.
2 Aether. Finally. That. Okay. Here we go. Are you fucking kidding me?
What do we got?
It's 24.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Well,
Why do I play a game that requires me to roll dice?
I give you so many dice to roll, too.
I
Law of large numbers would generally...
would usually work on most people, but no. Okay. Great.
So
What
you
is
can
this?
take the failure if you want. That would net you 7 XP,
I don't care about XP.
but
I
you
wanna
would get
live.
removed from the scene.
Yeah, I gotta
We
take the void die.
tipping the void die in.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, wow, another 12 on the void die. Cool, great, awesome, love that.
Well, hey, that's a 35, so that's a critical victory right there.
Okay, well, so I will negate. I will bump that back down like it never happened. Then.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Danger gauge remains at 7.
Like a spooky shadow.
And you come up and repeat second verse, same as the first. No more louder, no more worse, as you wrestle this second person into unconsciousness as they are not actively talking with anybody. There is nobody alerted to their sudden choking rendering of unconsciousness. And you are now alone in the security hub for the casino. Do you have a goal in mind here?
I I basically want to shut down the recording effectively from the moment we showed up here.
Okay, so you want to stop the surveillance from
Mhm.
going forward and erase anything from the moment you arrived here for the heist or the moment you arrived here earlier in the evening?
Earlier in the evening.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you've got all the time in the world here. You're alone as far as you know, so I'm
Mhm.
not necessarily going to ask for a roll, but you're going to be devoting time to do this.
That's okay.
Okay.
I'm cool with that.
All right, so Mari gets to work. Do you have any dice in Aethertech outside of mech stuff?
I have a D6 in Aethertech.
Okay, so just general Aethertech
Mhm.
skill. Okay, so yeah, you get to work on this.
Perfect.
It's not quick, but you can kind of figure out what you're doing.
And these fools were already logged in.
Yeah. Turns out if you chokehold somebody, it's really easy to get onto their accounts on computers.
Amari
Master hacker.
takes out Amari takes out two guys. I'm in.
No one's around to hear him say it either, so he's a little sad about that. Text Shay that just says "I'm in." No one understands
Stupid
it.
Apple Watch goes off. Like I don't even know where he went. Like what is he talking about?
Oswald,
Yep.
you ride the
Orbital
elevator up 3 levels. You know that this building is roughly cylindrical, and you know that there was another floor of like gambling casino stuff above the high stakes table where your friends are at. But above the 2 levels above that, you don't know what's up there. You assume it's like where they keep chips and money and stuff like that. And then above that, that's where you get off. And up here appears to be offices of some kind, but this particular hallway you're in is just the doors open up and there's a long hallway, and at the very end of the hallway in front of you, there are doors to either side, but the one at the end is big. It's made of some kind of dark stained wood, and in gold letters it says Ragna Favors End.
Not her.
Well, yet, huh?
That is what you see.
Well, let's not keep the good lady awaiting. Hopefully, my friends do something ridiculous that, but how would they know?
You have some time as you're walking down this hallway towards this door to maybe shoot a message off if you want to. We have established that you're all within like text communication with each other, at least to some extent.
Yeah. Can I send a really, let's say on the elevator, I shoot a real quick message. Can't fully explain. Going up to meet Ragna Prime. Somebody do something big.
So everyone would get that text, but whether or not you're in a position to like check your personal comm is another matter entirely.
I was
course.
actually about to ask, can Florian get that message, or is there like a no? I'm assuming there's like a kibosh on.
It's definitely frowned upon. No one took your personal comm from you at the start of this, though.
So I could have just been cheating this whole time. I'm so mad.
I feel like wasn't Ricky Forte like live streaming his shit too?
Yeah,
So,
he was.
yeah.
About that.
He actually did have his comm taken from him because of that.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
That's fair.
That's
There seems to be a professional courtesy happening at this table.
I will. Okay.
So yeah, the rest of you get that message as well from your current positions. Shay, you are near Declan Shattersword, but still maybe like 5 feet away from him because you're back behind the velvet rope.
right.
And Aragna Favors End is standing near you possessively, and she's having a conversation with you, asking you all the kind of like banal questions like, where are you from?
Around.
What's your star sign?
What's your deal?
What's your major?
I appreciate money and success and beautiful people.
And you're a wizard.
I find it helps.
It's just that you don't speak like one of the unclanned.
My circumstances are long and frankly boring. Not nearly as interesting as the glamour of this kind of life.
This life is less glamorous than you might think. No less fun, no less engaging. But the glamour wears, especially on the world like this one.
Well, I'm still relatively young. So maybe I've got a few more years in me until then. I want to make them last.
Ah, but where's the fun in that? Burn hot, burn bright. Make it quick.
Well, we'll see. I'm always open to new experiences.
And the smile grows a little bit wider. The eyes a little bit hungrier.
And in Shay's head, they're like, what kind of fucking Hellraiser shit am I making promises for?
Ragna just like, we have such sights to show you.
I better pick this dude's pocket fast or I might fucking die.
Florian, you are focused on taking Declan Shattersword's money.
Yep.
And it is going okay. There is definitely a sense that as soon as your attention turned to him, he did the same to you. And there was kind of that moment where he locks eyes with you and smiles, and it's just like, oh, I guess we're on now. And the ogre known as Shorts is sort of taking advantage of the fact that the two of you are going after each other now.
I figure. I don't really like, right? It's not about that. It's about yeah.
Right. And so he is now very much in the lead while you and Declan are kind of like having a bit of a pissing contest once in a while, raising the stakes here and there to try to take each other's money.
Cool. Can I make a roll to like push an advantage?
In what way? What would you like to try to do?
I'm gonna make a like crazy fool, because like, so is Declan and are we like kind of on the level in terms of how many chips we have left in?
It's been going back and forth for a few hands now. Like, you'll be ahead one time, he'll be ahead the other time. You're not. Neither of you are necessarily on the outs.
Okay, I'm gonna wait until it seems, and obviously I'm not like, it would be hard in a high stakes game to like necessarily count someone's chips, but I'm going to wait until I think that I have like I'm kind of on a winning streak, and I'm going to try to antagonize him into going all in.
Okay. That is what you try to do. This definitely sounds like an influence roll.
Yes, it should be. Bold, probably. And in order to do this, I am going to go all in.
Okay.
Chips-wise and dice-wise.
All right. So what is your maximum Aether pool size?
It's 10.
Pace.
Boy, howdy. Okay. And how many Aether dice are you spending on top of that?
3. I have 3 left.
13d6 plus your tactic and your talent.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't make this, how's that going to make you feel?
Real embarrassing.
Yeah.
Real embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just planning to crush this dude.
It would be pretty ridiculous if you forced him to go all in. He's definitely a smart enough player to where it's like, that's obviously a fool's gamble.
Okay.
But if you're trying to leverage this situation, yeah, we're looking for a 30 here of you just like needling this guy and getting him to drop everything
And it might be a little like, I mean, Florian is also a fairly good player. We introduced him in episode 1 at a Queen's Court table. So it's not necessarily like baiting him verbally. It might just be like letting him get to a point where we kind of understand each other's tells and letting mine slip.
And you're
more.
pumping an absolute metric fuck ton of Aether into this.
Mm-hmm.
How does that reflect in what you're doing?
I think it is, yeah, it's like literally a Magus level of Aether.
It's getting there.
Well, with the extra 3, isn't Magus level 13?
Yeah. The difference is that they can go all in as much as they want, but
Oh, Jesus. That's good to know. Just good information to have. I think it's like, so suppressing like all not pheromone levels, like all hormone levels, so like just perfectly calm and collected, and then is like using, I've kind of brought this up before, like Florian being like in tune with his body in a way that like, okay, so now that I've gotten this stasis, slowly like working on heightening his body temperature to, give the flush of like someone with a, maybe someone with a bad hand, someone who's like, I think he's just like giving off all of the signs and acting his little heart out on top of it.
And I've just rolled 3 void dice to add to the difficulty of this.
Okay.
Making the total difficulty 43.
I'm going to take a screenshot of the, I don't have that many D6s on my person, so I used a dice roller.
Yeah.
And I'm going to send a little screenshot really fast
good.
to the group. Because I got 45.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's my space cowboy.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Oh my god.
I was
Perfect.
like, oh. So yeah.
Okay.
Get that sucker out of here.
As you watch, Declan is baited into this move where he goes all in. He pushes all of his chips in because he like stares down confidently at his hand, stares back up at you. Shorts is already folded from this hand because it's become like he is such a conservative ogre who is not doing these big, dumb, wild swings. But Declan Shattersword is that big and dumb.
I also think it's just like Florian looks like he's gonna lose and is like making a desperate play.
Absolutely. And so you've baited him into going all in. And once both of you have all of your chips put in, now I need you to roll me a d12. Do you have a hand that can beat his?
Okay. Oh man, yeah, that would be really sad if I was like, am I aiming for high or low? I'm really scared.
You need to beat a 7, which is the current danger gauge level.
Okay. Can I use void dice?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah, okay. I rolled a 4, so I'm just gonna take one more.
Cool.
Okay, come on. Come on, little die. Oh, and that one I rolled a 7.
Danger gauge is now at 8. And he grins and shows the hand that you were pretty sure he had, which is a grip of ladies. He's got 5 ladies of different suits. But you have what's called the High Court. It is effectively a straight of a given court, which ends in the Queen. So it would be a life bane through the Queen, because each of the face cards are based on the different members of the Fey Court. You've got your life bane, your elder, your acolyte, your harlot, your warlock, your lady, and your queen. And there is an audible, like, murmur that runs through the crowd as Declan Shattersword, like, grits his teeth and, like, looks around and is not quite sure what to do. And next to you, Shay, Ragna Favorson lets out a low, like, kind of clucking sound of disappointment. And
Shay
she'll
will,
turn
like,
to you and say, would you like to leave now?
Shay is like inhaling through their teeth and like takes a sip of the drink. If I were him, I would want to get out of here as quickly as possible.
Yes. What a shame he is him. We should be going now before he realizes.
Oops.
Oswald,
Yes.
there's a door in front of you.
Well, I've given my desperate plea to my cohorts. I can't go all in, so I'll just believe they will come through in some way. And I will step into the door.
Amari,
Mhm.
you're really the only one to have been in a position to do something big, as Oswald requested. Except for maybe Florian, who could easily have just, like, flipped the table over and started stabbing people, but chose not
That's
to.
pretty big, yeah.
But that ain't him.
Like that ain't him. Because he's not stupid. I would get shot.
Just
by,
saying, it was an
1 million
option.
Security guards.
I didn't specify what going big means.
Yeah.
What kind of security alarms are there available at my disposal? Here,
Name it.
fire.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You have access to casino security right now.
Okay. It's a beach. It's on like a beach, right?
Correct.
Tsunami warning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you trigger a tsunami warning.
Yep.
There is a sudden green blare and these low whining drones that suddenly fill the casino. All of the powered machines for gambling suddenly turn off. That seems to be like whatever the emergency trigger in this place is, immediately shuts off all the gambling platforms.
That's good, because there would definitely be people who'd be like, I don't care. I'm going to stay and play my slots.
All of the emergency lights, which are these like dark green flashing lights, start blaring, and this low alarm starts going off. The music on the beach suddenly cuts off, so this like low thumping that was always kind of in the background of no matter where you were suddenly shuts off, and this alarm goes off that can be heard all over the island that you're currently on. And people start to panic. And Florian, this is just as you're pulling all of the chips across the table towards you.
Cash out now.
Yeah.
Cash out now. And
I
yeah.
I was just about to say, like, who from the crowd in the panic tries to go for the table of chips?
Up here, nobody. Downstairs, a lot of people.
Yeah. It's that scene from Ocean 13.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I almost said earthquake warning.
So, as this triggers, what is everybody doing?
It's my turn to go all in. Oh, sorry. So I've been able to. So whenever I've been reaching out for Aether, I can feel the etheric signature of this fob in his pocket. Yes.
100%. Yep.
Okay. In the panic and discord of this situation, I am just going to seize this moment to telekinetic that shit into my hands.
Okay. Because unlike some other emergency situations, you got to remember that like it's not as though all the lights suddenly turned off. Like emergency lights are blaring, but all the overhead lights are still on. It's not as though power has been knocked out. So, but there is a moment where nobody's paying attention because everyone's like, "Wow, alarm!"
Yeah,
and you strike at that moment with a telekinetic grab.
Yeah.
Okay. This
I don't know if there's actually a tsunami. But you know what?
Yeah.
Free car either way. Okay, so cursed hands, duh.
What tactic are you using here?
This is gonna be swift.
Yeah, I was gonna say this feels like a swift.
This gotta be fast. Okay, so that's D8. D6
right.
for my spell.
Uh-huh.
And the spell in question is also a D8.
What spell is this?
Cursed hands.
I was under the impression the cursed hands were the like mechanical hands that you've got.
Oh, that's right. Why is it under spellcraft then?
I don't know. Because you could technically like float that hand out and grab stuff mage hand style.
It's true. Yeah, but no, I want this to be
a little bit more stealthy than a floating robot hand.
Yeah. And I don't think I have the trait that lets me just make up spells.
You haven't used it before, so I'm assuming you don't have it.
Yeah, that is
spellcrafted or spellsmith.
Spellsmith, that's it.
Spellsmith, yeah. And I think I already used my thing I get as a wizard that's like, initial purchase of a spellcraft costs less than half your XP, but I don't think that was during play anyway, so.
No. Okay. So, what is your total Aether pool size?
My total Aether pool size is 8.
So 8d6 right off the bat.
Yes.
We've got your Swift die, which is a what?
A D8.
D8. Okay.
And spellcraft, which is a D6.
Okay. And are you spending any additional Aether on top of this?
Well, let me get all of my Aether dice together. That's 6.
Because depending on how loud you wanted to get here, you could just start draining stuff from all over.
I mean, there's already an alarm going.
So I guess, yeah, the power could maybe dip down a little bit if you wanted to.
Okay, so let's see. That's 2, 4, 6, 8. Aether. Those are my tactic and talent. Actually, you said there's 3 security guards in here?
Yes.
I'm gonna take how much do their weapons?
Each of them would be for 2.
Each of them would be 2.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, I'm hungry, so let's just do it.
Okay. Just for balance purposes, for a single roll, you can only draw from a single source at a time.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Then I'll take 2 from one guard.
Okay. Yeah, or you could pull from like the building's power, at which point the source is effectively as high as you want it to be, but if you draw more than 2, it'll cause a power fluctuation, which could have all sorts of fun consequences.
Run out.
Let's see. Stealing this telekinetically from the dude's pocket while the alarm is going off. You can feel where it is, but you can't actually see it.
Yeah.
How hard is this? This is going to be pretty hard. It'd be pretty ridiculous if you pulled this off. I'm going to call this a straight 30. Oswald.
Yes.
As you are approaching the door, as this alarm goes off, what is your play?
I don't know if I know that this is a tsunami warning.
This is a pretty standard, like, incoming environmental hazard warning.
I guess I'd make it towards the elevator, just to save my own life.
Okay.
That makes a certain amount of sense.
Oh dear, there's a tsunami.
So,
goodness.
as you're piling back into the elevator, and what floor are you wanting to get out on?
Great question. The parking garage. So we've got.
You're on the 5th floor.
I'm on the 5th floor.
Floor below you is some kind of secure chip exchange. You're not sure. 3rd floor is gambling. 2nd floor is gambling. 1st floor is gambling, but also exit.
Let's go to the 1st floor. Let's try and make an escape.
Okay. And you press that button, and before the doors to the elevator close, you see the doors at the end of the hall and along the hall begin to open as administrators, and you see Ragna Favor's End at the end of the hall in, like, the most, like, killer business suit, like, sharp, dangerous-looking businesswoman you've ever seen coming out of the hall. Her 6'5", just, like, fiery black eyes staring down the hall straight at you. What are you doing?
Tapping the closed door.
Oh no, I'm pressing door open. What's happening?
Oh.
What's happening? Your elevator's broken.
Okay, so
Everyone for themselves.
as poor administrators and the most terrifying Stetter woman you've ever seen comes hurtling at you, the doors close.
Just 1st floor. I don't know how many times I need to push the 1st floor button, but I'm just going to keep doing that.
Not even a button. It's just like a holographic interface that you use etherically, and you're pressing it as many times as you can.
Great.
Shay, have you worked out your role?
Yes, I'm gonna pull 4 from the building's power. So
Cool.
yeah. Okay.
That's
Gotta
going to
make
be
sure I remember
so
which D6 is which.
interesting.
Oswald, I need you to roll me a d12 as the power in this place dips while you're on an elevator.
Of course. 12.
Okay, so that's
4. Cool.
okay. That's
Amari and Florian, what are you doing when all of this goes off? And almost immediately after the alarm triggers, the power in this place, and it's just emergency lights.
I'm sending a group text about the tsunami warning being me. Just like,
That's good.
yeah.
Wait, but what about the power being out? See, it's very important that the power stays on because I'm going down an elevator and there's a very scary woman outside the elevator. I'm typing as fast as I can talk.
Just pretty fast.
It's pretty fast.
Yeah.
pretty fast. Okay, sorry, my son jumped up here and interrupted my counting.
It's okay.
And by son, I mean my cat.
Mhm.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20.
To answer your question while Elliot is counting, I think the going... Oh gosh, sorry. I was leaned super far back. To answer your question, I think the going all in, like, I've established kind of debilitates Florian. So I think he's like got as many chips as he can in his arms and is just kind of like shuffling to the door.
And when you say the door, do you mean like the exit to the casino?
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming everyone is leaving the high stakes area.
Yes. I guess.
Yeah.
Are you exiting?
following the
Are you
crowd.
you're going down to the first floor, and you've got an armful of Chips. Okay. You know, those things that have value outside of a casino.
I'll start shoving them down my shirt too. It's like,
He went all in. He's
'cause-
tired.
yeah, I'm real tired, and my right arm doesn't work very well anymore.
55.
Whoo, doggy. Okay. That is 2 critical successes, it sounds like.
Yes.
Take out the casino. The
So
whole thing.
it's casino. There is a tsunami. No.
I mean, you are doing this against Declan Shattersword, so you could, with one of those critical successes, take him out.
Yes, actually. I would like to do that. And I would also like to pop that danger gauge down just a little bit.
Just
Thank
A scoosh.
Back down to 7. Okay.
Just
Yeah.
a little bit.
Really want to get to that high threshold. I really, really do.
No. Well, we have to fuck up a little bit more.
Okay.
Well, there's time.
So, what does it look like when you send Declan Shattersword ass over tea kettle?
Yeah, because like
I guess how fatal is it?
I don't think it's too fatal because not too fatal. That's not a thing.
Just a little fatal. Like
it's just a little fatal.
Mostly dead means partly alive.
Yeah. To play. Hey, he was bluffing. So because so I put a lot of etherics into this. I think that it's not necessarily the movement of the fob like leaving his pocket. I think it's more just like the force of the magic doing it.
It's not that you remove the fob from his pocket. It's that you remove him and that pocket away from the fob.
Yes. Which is like not really what I was going for, but you know, a victory is a victory.
Did you weirdly create like tear off sweats, but via the force of just a person?
His pocket is just gone.
Yeah.
I think what happens is it sends him into the Ragna that's been behind me. So it like doesn't take her out, but like hampers her because she's got this boy entangled in her. And I can kind of make my getaway.
I am going to make a roll for this particular Ragna Favor's End.
Yeah.
That is a 9, so she does not succeed. But so yeah, she is entangled with this, with Declan, and can't give chase immediately. But there's
I'm just moving to exit with the crowd.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. After a boy gets hurled into her, after she literally just called you out as being a wizard.
What a weird coincidence. Who could have seen that coming?
It's unpredictable.
Not me.
Florian has an armful of coins, is moving towards the exit. Amari, are you... What are you doing?
Have I been able to wipe everything and just basically shut the system down and all that jazz by this time?
Yeah, in fact, the whole like power dip in this place, you think very much crashed the system in a way that you don't know how permanent it will be.
Love that. Okay, time to make my exit. Before I go, I would like to take one of the like security badges off one of our sleeping friends here. Okay,
yeah, there is like a hard plastic badge that is clipped to one of their belts that you could very easily snag.
Yeah. Do they have like a little like 5 flames like enamel pin or anything like that? They're all rocking.
The badge itself is like a rectangular badge that seems to be a chem in and of itself. You think it's used to like scan people through security checkpoints, and it has the 5 flames embossed logo on it with 5 little red stones pressed into the badge itself.
Perfect. I need
Oswald,
to get out of here.
Yeah.
is there a way that you can prevent yourself from getting hurt when an elevator falls 3 stories?
I'm so glad you asked, Mike. I since I configured my character sheet, I changed the spell Gravity Well to Graviturgy to make it a little bit more
Nice.
Versatile.
utilitarian.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I would like to do, please, to avoid dying.
Cool. You have gone all in.
I have. That is
So Aether is not an option here.
true.
So this is just going to be your tactic, your talent, and your specialization.
Okay, so we've got D10.
Let's see. We are currently in the medium threshold for danger. So that is going to make the difficulty of this roll a 25.
25. Okay. Cool. So that's all well and good. Do I have? Is there something I can draw? I have a couple of things on me. I obviously have the specs, but I'm sure I have other stuff.
You have the specs and your personal comm. Keep in mind, anything you draw from those, that will stop those things from working anymore.
Yeah. So not the specs. That's very important.
Considering those are like implanted in your head, yeah, that might be bad.
But the comm, now I do need to eventually get in contact with somebody, but I also need to not die from this elevator shaft.
Mhm.
So I'm going to draw some power from the comm. Just 1d6. And what do I need to succeed this?
25.
25. I don't have enough. So
I mean, technically possible.
Technically possible, exactly. And if I want to just auto succeed, that just gives you 3. Is that correct?
25 would give me 4.
Well, let's just roll it and see what happens.
I mean, I would love 4 void
I'm
dice
sure.
right now. That would definitely bump us up to the high threshold on the danger gauge.
Sure would. Sure would. I want to make sure all my numbers are correct here. Whee! That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. Ha ha ha. 24, 25. Can I take a picture of that?
On the dot.
Oh,
Oh, wow. I'm taking a picture of that.
So,
everything is coming up, Oswald.
as this elevator plummets 3 stories straight down, your tiny bird body flung up towards the ceiling. In a moment of spectacular reaction, you lash out with your spellcrafted ability to kind of manipulate the weights and measures of things and suspend yourself in the middle of this elevator so that you're not touching any of the surrounding bulkheads as this box hits the ground with a thump. And as the door kind of lets out a weak little bang bong and opens kind of painfully, you manage to slowly float down and land on the floor of the elevator, and only have to scramble a little bit because the floor of the elevator is lower than the floor of the first floor of the casino. And that elevator is real broken and not getting anybody up on the upper floors down anytime soon.
Oh, we love to see that.
Yeah, it's good shit right there.
All of the office workers up there are panicking.
Why aren't there stairs? Like, what?
There might be, you just don't know where they are.
Oh, okay.
In this universe, no one ever invented stairs. They just went straight to elevators.
Well,
It
when
was
everyone
weird.
can, when anyone with any chutzpah can fly.
Just we're in fantasy space. We don't need stairs anymore.
Yeah.
Now this elevator is wrecked. How is me getting out of this thing? Is it?
Not hard. It's just like a quick scramble up onto the floor of the casino.
I
nice day, sir.
sort of like scramble out and just like kind of look around. I see everybody's running. I'm going to make for the exit.
And security guards are guiding people towards the exit, asking everyone to move in a safe and like orderly fashion. No one's really listening, of course, but the last one out of the building. I'm Shay. You're making a beeline for the exit as well. Once you've got the chem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I need to get to that car or whatever spaceship.
Yeah, you
yesterday.
know that this particular spaceship is located in a parking lot that is a little ways north of the resort. It's kind of surrounded by an embankment of trees to hide the comings and goings of personal spaceships there.
Yeah. Is the MacGuffin? I can't remember what it's actually called now. Is the MacGuffin something I could carry myself, or is it a 2-person job?
Could a person carry it? Probably. Can Shay carry it? That's another question entirely.
Yeah, the answer to that is probably a no.
Could Florian carry an engine block? Probably.
I mean,
maybe not
right
now.
Something, Florian, that would happen to you on your way out of the casino is you're passing through what you assumed was probably like weapons detectors when you're first like coming in, though no one was getting stripped of their weapons. You now realize are just like very powerful magnets that are pulling the chips out of your grasp, and all of the like precious metals that the chips are made of are being sucked to these magnets as you're leaving the building.
Wait. So I can't take my chips out of the building?
Nope.
Well, I'm staying here then. I'm cashing my chips. That's a lot of our money. If as soon as one goes, I just like still hobbling, start to make my way over to the check. Like, are there people still trying?
Oh, there's a crowd of people trying
yeah,
to.
okay, well then I'm just gonna sort of like wiggle my way into the crowd. Just like, oh, pardon me, man. Like, sorry, I just...
And like a desperate clerk behind a counter is just like, no, you don't understand. Our system is down. I can't cash out anybody right now.
Oh my god. I would also like to evacuate, please.
Yeah. And like the pit bosses are trying to keep order, and like all of the dealers in this place was a clan of elves who immediately evacuated.
That's good. I'm happy for them.
So Shay, Oswald, you are scrambling out into the parking lot that is now full of people that are milling about and getting towards their personal transports, and some of them are running over to the hotel, and like some people are on phones trying to make phone calls to people, and there are more people streaming around from either side of the building evacuating the beach. Again, that huge concert that was out on the beach is now driving its way towards the front of this building. So there are a shit ton of people now flocking around this whole area.
Oh boy. Somebody's about to get stampeded. Should I find, can I find, like, I want to get out onto the street and find, like, like, somewhere a little above head level, just so I don't get stepped on, and then maybe keep an eye out for my friends in this sea of people.
Shay, you would have been the first one out. So you're making a beeline for the spaceship that you assume is at the parking lot north of here?
Yes.
Cool.
And also, as soon as I was like able to get out of line of sight of Ragna, I'm like I don't know that Oswald's comm doesn't work anymore, but I'm like, power outage was me, sorry, heart emoji. Got the chem heading to the north parking lot.
So all of you except for Oswald would get that.
Meet me there, winky face.
Florian sits back, I need to cash out these chips.
PM to Florian. Are you fucking kidding me? Angry face emoji, angry face emoji.
PM
Fire
Florian.
emoji.
PM
God.
Florian to Shay. It's a lot of our money.
Shaking my head.
So the second person out would be Oswald. Having not received this message, Shay would be gone by the time you got up onto like a bench that would be outside near the valet stand. The valets have abandoned their duties and are fleeing towards the other side of the island.
Oh, yeah.
And the people are rushing all over the places. You see personal transports are starting to take off and sometimes like knocking other people over that are crowding out into the
Lord.
parking lot.
God, we're just chaos incarnate. Like, we're just...
Yep.
Shay,
Hey, this is the second mob that we've got.
Oh
True.
I thought about that earlier. I was like, I bet it's not. It shouldn't be a fire alarm. We should do something else.
Yeah, we got to branch out, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shay,
don't want a
you
calling
are
card.
not alone in terms of people running towards the landing pads that are north of the resort.
Honestly, that's fine. That's good, probably.
So you've all been to like big outdoor concerts where everyone's trying to leave at the same time at the end of the concert,
Mhm.
right? Imagine if like nobody gave a shit about other human beings while they were attempting to do that. That's the scene that is transpiring outside this resort at the moment.
So it's literally any post-apocalyptic movie where they're on a freeway. They're never getting anywhere.
But unfortunately, the third dimension is at play here. So you have transports that are taking up and into the sky in all different directions.
And probably like crashing into ones that are above them, not going fast enough.
Glad you should mention that, Olivia. Please roll me a d12. Let's see how many accidents are happening right now.
Oh no.
God.
Only 4.
4. Cool.
Could be worse.
Could be worse.
Oswald, as you spot Amari coming out of the casino, and Amari, you see Oswald with his little bird head sticking up above the crowd, waving his arms.
Amari! Amari!
There is a goosh from somewhere above you as two personal transports collide with each other. Not like head-on collision, but enough to where they both go careening off in opposite directions and crash down into the parking lot, causing screams and shouts and another rippling explosion as one of them that fell out of the sky hits one that was parked and those two explode.
Okay, time to go.
In
Time
the
to
grand
go.
scheme of things, we've accomplished good things here. In the grand scheme of things, on a galactic scale, this is nothing.
This is terrorism.
This
Low-key terrorism.
is- remember earlier today when I thought that none of us had done any crimes before, and then remembered how many crimes. This is really putting that into context, huh?
Yeah, Oswald, this is a crime. I don't know how to
This
tell
is-
you this. This is
Oh.
crime. We
Oh,
are
I-
criming right now.
I'm fully aware. Yes.
As this is happening, Florian, are you sticking to the inside of the casino? You definitely heard a series of explosions outside.
How quickly are they managing this situation inside?
Oh,
Managing.
boy. Well, considering there's nobody at the wheel in terms of the emergency response room that Amari disabled, not very well. No one's got eyes on this situation. There's probably
All right.
people saying the security room's not responding as like guards are rushing around. The elevator's busted, so it's tough for people to get to the secure positions at a quick clip.
All right. I'm not giving these chips to the house. Fuck that noise. Fuck that. I'm going to turn to someone in the crowd, I'm gonna find as the poorest looking people around me. I'm just gonna start handing them like stacks of chips.
It's us. It's us.
I know it is, but I'm not gonna
The second
stay
poorest people.
Oh.
in this. I'm not gonna stay in here long enough for them to figure out that I was with you guys and that I'm involved in this.
Florian.
Mm-hmm.
I just rolled percentile to see who you might be turning to hand these off to.
If it's RGB boy, I'm punching that guy in the face.
You turn and see a tall individual moving towards you that has the proportions of an ogre. As it gets close, though, and people are rushing around, not paying attention, but you have turned and see Shorts approaching you.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it.
I know. Reed, I thought the same thing. I
Yeah.
also was like, oh my god, it would be so sick if there was a Brother Hune here.
Yeah.
That
Dang.
figure gets shorter as he approaches and seems to step off some kind of stilt apparatus that extended his legs. He takes off his sunglasses, and as Brother Hune says, "Give me those and leave now."
I messaged everyone earlier saying that Oswald was the most spy of us, but it's actually Brother Hune.
Holy
And I-
shit.
And I immediately
Holy
do. Just like stacks. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I really appreciate this.
What part of leave now do you not
Books
understand?
it. Yeah, like hobbling as quickly as he can out of the fucking casino.
Yeah, 99 on percentile will get you a Brother Hune suddenly being
Oh
there.
my god.
Wow.
I know Florian is
how's
not
he
a
doing?
religious character, but I would like to thank not only Snake God, but also Dragon God, and also Jesus.
Thank you, Orc Jesus.
Yeah.
So, Amari,
Jesus Christ.
once you've gotten together with Oswald, where are you headed?
Oh shit. I need to get, I feel like I need to get Oswald out of here because he is the most I would say the most not just crushable like health wise, but the one that got in trouble and got caught. So if I could find a way to smuggle Oswald out of here. I see no reason why like Shay and Florian would be in under immediate suspicion in the same way that he was.
Mm-hmm. Just so you know what the rolling sound in the background is, I'm spending all the void dice that I've been gifted and doing some rolls to see how bad things are getting. Okay, cool.
That's fair.
The danger gauge is now at 9.
That tracks.
And I no longer have any void dice. But as you are getting together, are you waiting for Florian or are you just taking off?
Time to go.
Okay. And are you following the directions that Shay gave you? Or
yes.
Okay. So you're heading north.
Yeah.
So we're heading towards the ship.
Presumably, yes.
Shatter Sword ship.
Yes.
Okay.
Which, Shay, you get there before anyone else. Other people, this is a big landing strip where people have just landed their personal spaceships in a place where you couldn't really fit these in the parking lot with the personal transports and speeders.
Yeah.
These are like the bigger, if somebody flew a helicopter and landed near a hotel, they'd need their own little landing pad, and that's what this is.
Yeah.
You panic for a moment when you get there, when you suddenly realize that, oh no, I have no idea what Declan Shattersword's spaceship is. But then you see the assembled spaceships and you immediately know which one is Declan Shattersword's because of the gold-plated exterior and the red underlighting and the...
It fucking says pussy wagon on it.
Just about to say that. Oh, that's so good.
And yeah, if that's not Declan Shattersword's spaceship,
Yeah,
then
I'll,
you don't know whose
I'm
is.
Irini's uncle.
Uh-huh.
There is no god.
Yeah. Dragons, those aren't real.
So as you approach, you hold the security fob in your hand, so the ship acknowledges as you as the owner and unlocks itself as you approach. It is a small personal craft. It could maybe fit 4 people if you're really comfortable with each other. But this is a thing built for speed, not comfort. This is a spaceship, not a transport ship. This is meant for personal, like maybe planet to planet flight, and that's it. It is a long, sleek ship with kind of a V wing coming out of the back of it. You can see that the undercarriage of it is lit by red aethite drive crystals. This thing moves really fast. He's essentially flying a spaceship that shoots lasers out the back to generate thrust. This thing has a backdraft that could actually damage other spaceships or people standing behind it. Most spaceships don't do that for safety reasons.
Yeah.
But he's an asshole, so it makes sense.
There's no ramp to get up on the ship. The cockpit essentially opens up on the top like an X-wing.
Cool.
And you have to climb up the side of it to get into it. I'm assuming you do that?
Yes. I am like doing
say.
all of this, and then like I am sitting on the edge of the interior, like the hood's not the hood, the door, quote unquote, is up, and I'm like shooting a message to the group, like I'm giving y'all like max 3 minutes to get here.
Okay. You could all get there within 3 minutes. I guess to answer your statement there, Oswald, yeah, you would know what a Formian generator looks like. Dismantling this thing in a timely fashion and getting it out of here is another matter entirely.
Yeah, so we're just...
Yeah, no, the plan is to just go. I have an idea of what to do, so.
Great.
Okay, so you're stealing a spaceship. Cool.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Spaceship.
Crime.
Let's just add it to the list.
Yeah.
Listen, we're doing so many crimes right now. It cancels itself out.
Again, I am literally on a terrorist watch list, so
Yeah.
You started that way.
I know.
Yeah.
That's not even an arc.
Yeah.
Amari, Oswald, and Florian, you are arriving at this landing pad as Shay has activated this spaceship and it is ready for flight.
Seats 4, right?
If basically Oswald is sitting on somebody's lap, yes.
Yeah.
I can do
We're
that.
just all smooshed together. Yeah.
So the Formian generator, it's like somewhere inside the ship. Like
Yeah.
it's not accessible. Okay. Shit.
If you'd had time, if like, say, you'd gotten away with it without causing a riot and had maybe had the evening to like get this thing up on blocks and take it out from underneath, you could probably have gotten to it and dismantled this thing over the course of like an hour or so. But
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like us at all.
No. I mean, it could have been us, but
It
we're
could have
playing,
been,
so.
but- It doesn't, yeah.
So other spaceships are taking off around you, and you can see that a couple of fires have started in the distance.
I'm assuming Mari is flying this because
Oh yeah.
Okay.
yeah, we need a pilot to expertly pilot us away
and
from this
also-
disaster.
And also anyone who has not gone all in already, which is all of us except Amari.
Even as you are strapping in and beginning the takeoff sequence, you see that there are several large ships approaching from the other side of the island, flying towards the resort. And you would guess they look to be emergency craft of some kind. So you take off. Where do you go?
Well, shit. If it's gonna take an hour to get this thing out.
Park it somewhere.
Why don't we just go back to our friend who told us about it? I'm sure he's got plenty of connections.
Yeah, we could just honestly probably sell the whole... Should be doing this in character, but honestly, we could probably just be selling the whole ship. And then just say we want the generator out of it.
It's the only part we need.
True.
So you plan to fly this thing to the middle of town and park it near Faro Imports?
Not
How funny would that
necessarily.
be, though?
No.
Just a roll up.
My original plan was when I thought it was going to be faster to get the Formian generator out was to fly it back to where we're situated, get the Formian generator out, and then I was going to, in a ill-advised move, be this transport and then drive it out to the middle of the ocean and have it sink.
Hey now.
Which I suppose I could still do.
Thinking about us going back to the ship with it, but we do have someone who could probably disable any location. Like, I mean, obviously it's gold, so it's not subtle, but we have someone who could, like, disable any tracking on it.
Also, keep in mind the Tiresian is a large enough ship that
But it could be inside of
it's not impossible, for this to be...
That,
You had
That's
room for your
true.
shuttle in the Tiresian before.
that
Oh,
is-
that's
yeah.
right. That's
And that would
right.
give us as much time as we needed. And
Let's
Let's
do it.
do that.
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
try to take a route that is as circuitous as possible, though. Like, drive out to ocean and then drive back on ocean to ship.
And the other thing is speaking of that, the docks are like rotating,
Mhm.
right? Mike?
Yeah.
So the Tiresian might be out to sea right now.
It absolutely
That's
is.
true.
Oh, great.
So honestly, we could just like, as long as we go quickly.
Yeah, like, we're going.
Yeah.
So you're saying I can, like,
Gun it.
Just absolutely redline this
Rex-
shit. Let's
Rex-
fucking
Red,
go.
red line this shit, please.
Oh my god.
This is
I hate how it looks, but it performs great.
Oh,
Sweet JP the fuck out of this thing.
Amari, you're used to flying like government issue,
Mhm.
admittedly high performance, but definitely like standard operating procedure level mechanical stuff, like
Mhm.
transports and stuff that you'd use to fly and drop in mech suits with, which are never designed to be a NASCAR level speed. And this is a fucking Maserati by comparison. This is a Lotus. This is a sports car.
And even if you were in something that was like high performing enough to go this fast, the government's not going to let you fly it that fast. They don't want you
Right.
wrecking their planes and shit.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. Certain space navies have fighter craft that move this quickly. Just Amari never flew those things.
That's fair.
That's in space. Boots on the ground.
Right. Boots on the ground.
Grunt work.
Mech work.
Big grunt work.
So when this thing tears off the ground, and again, this is maybe not something you're used to, so when you angle this thing up and fly up and away and destroy part of the landing pad behind it because of how this thing thrusts away, you are taken aback a little by how quickly this zips up into the sky. The rest of you are thrown backwards into your chair. Whoever lap Oswald is sitting on, Oswald smacks that person in the face a little bit as he is sent flying backwards.
It's obviously Florian. It's like,
And you zip out and away from the Five Flames Resort and Casino, having successfully stolen the spaceship of Declan Shattersword, and along with it, the Formian generator that is within it. part of why this thing moves as quick as it does is because it has this extra performance mod in it, which is the forming generator. It has the power output of a ship 5 times its size because of this thing.
Fuck.
Which would imply that with this particular craft, you could make decent-sized warp jumps with a relatively small craft, which is impressive.
Ah.
But it sacrifices cargo and comfort and like affordable maintenance for that speed. This is not how Declan Shattersword gets his goods around the galaxy, I guess I should say.
This is his Formula One.
Yeah.
For that, he has Instacart. Thank you to our sponsor, Instacart, for no.
So you zip out and away from Port Izel and circle around oceanward until you can triangulate back towards the Tiresian. You can see that there are emergency floodlights from ships, like spotlighting the resort on the other side of the island, where before the resort itself was lit up with like spotlights and like mood lighting and all the things that make it an attractive island destination. And now it's just emergency lights and floodlights from emergency craft looking down on it. And there are a couple of pillars of fire and smoke trails going up into the nighttime sky. You can still hear the sirens from the other side of the island as you swoop back in and make towards the Tiresian. Coming in...
Well, you go, Mike.
I was going to say, coming in, I would assume you would signal somebody aboard the ship to like open the pod bay doors, Hal.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to ask how long it takes to get from
Minutes.
A to B. Minutes. Whoa.
This thing is so
Love
fast.
that.
You have to be very conscious of the fact that you need to slow down before entering the Tiresian.
I think Amari had a spiritual moment. This is big for him. Not really, but
Woo! So
Back
as
in the
you're
hallway.
coming in, you see Vesnes kind of looking up at the ship with her wide, like, amber eyes staring at this gaudy, like, monstrosity that is coming in for a landing inside your cargo bay. And you see, like, on an upper catwalk that looks down into the cargo bay as you park this thing next to Tux, a sleepy-eyed looking Kala is like coming out and blinking tiredly, and like it is like 1:30 in the morning at this point.
Yeah.
True.
As all of you who were dressed for like a party and one of you who was dressed like a housekeeper spill out of this ship.
Oh, that's right. Oh, God. Wait, what happened to my actual clothes?
Who can say?
Who can say?
I just bought those pants. Oh, well, I guess I'll wear this.
And Vesnes will say, "What in the bloody fuck is this?"
The pussy wagon.
It opens. This is a Formian generator, more or less.
A whole
It's about
lot
to be
of
less.
more, and a whole lot less.
All right, I gotta go get changed. I'll come back and start taking it apart.
And Vesnes, who's apparently just up at this time, maybe the reason you don't see her that often is she has like a very kind of opposite circadian rhythm from most of you.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Makes about as much sense as anything with the cog.
Exactly.
But she will start
Super
inspecting the ship as the rest of you like pour out of it, and she is looking at this thing like it is somebody's idea of a cruel joke of engineering. Though,
It's
even
not
as
bad.
you're like spilling out and like moving away, she's muttering to herself about like, there are so many ways this thing can explode.
It's true.
And yeah, you have all successfully stolen the Formian generator. I will say the mission ain't over until you've left the planet. But for now, you are successful in making it away with this stolen spacecraft right out from under the nose of Declan Chattersword, Ragna Favorsend, and everybody who got caught in the middle.
Boy, nice.
But exactly how you make it out and away from the planet of Seawell with your stolen booty remains to be seen, and we will get to all of that next time. Because as always, you can find us online at MatcomRPG on Twitter and Instagram. You can also email us at materialcomponentsrpg@gmail.com. We always love hearing from all of our listeners.
You can find me on Twitter at CryOutOlivia. I am always there talking about D&D and other RPGs and also just a lot of other nerd stuff. So come hang out.
You can find me on Twitter at Elliot C. Lewis. I'm an illustrator and graphic designer, doing a lot of tabletop RPG and other fan art. You can also support me on Patreon and Ko-fi. Links to both of those are in my Twitter profile.
You can find me at The Readamus on Instagram and Twitter, where I post jokes and lots of photos of nature, so come check it out.
And you cannot find me on social media, but what you can do is support our show by rating and reviewing it on whatever platform you're listening to it on. Please, please, please do so.
Indeed, and finally, you can find me personally on Twitter and Instagram at MKGorgoni, where I'm always happy to talk about all things material components. But as always, the world is chaos, so please, be kind to each other. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.